The Mucho Dinero Show is a global business empowerment program. Everybody is watching. We have a 3 billion reach. I am Dr. Tonya, aka the Queen of Grants, and a funding expert and the producer of the Mucho Dinero Show. Tune in to be inspired and educated about business matters. Listeners tune in weekly to get practical steps about grants and funding development. Our show is highly impacting and purpose driven. We educate, we empower, and we promote. Weekly, our guests share fresh perspectives on how they manifest cash in their businesses. They share interesting personal stories, promote their businesses, books, and upcoming events. And yes, we do offer spots for commercials on the show. The Mucho Dinero Show is the best place to share and promote your message and your business to the masses. For more information, contact Dr. Tonya at 702-271-9856. Hi, everyone. It is so good to see you today. My name is Dr. Tonya, and the first thing I'm going to do is play my commercial. Hi, once again, this is Dr. Tonya. I am the host and the producer of the Mucho Dinero Show, and we have a new venture. It's called B&T Adventures. We have a new travel business, my husband and I. I'm so excited, and today, boy, do I have a treat for you. Anybody that really knows me, they know two things about me. They know that I love my grandchildren. I love my grands, and I absolutely love traveling also. So, Regina, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of the broadcast today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hello, everyone.
I like your nails, Regina.
Thank
They're
you. Thank
pretty.
you.
Girl, you and I go a long, long ways back. I'm from Cottageville, South Carolina, and you're from Walterboro. And there's like a 15, 20-minute ride from Walterboro to Cottageville back and forth. And we grew up together. So, we went to high school together, and I've been talking to you, I guess, for the last couple of years off and on. And we talked so much about traveling that I said, Regina, I want you to come on the Mucho Dinero Show. I want you to be a part of my husband says all you want to do is travel, laugh out loud. I want you to be a part of this really what I'm doing, because one of the things I like to do is I like to educate, empower, right? People, educate, empower, and also promote people as much as I can in business, or even if you're not a business owner, I'm still going to help you. So when you were talking about all those travels you had done, I was like, wow, Regina, you got to come on the show and be a part of that. So once again, thank you so much for being on the show. You are an Army veteran, so I want to thank you for your service, first of all, and I was thinking, because we just came back from traveling, I was just thinking about how far that I live away from home now. And then you had said earlier before the broadcast, how many hours are you away from home now?
About 2 hours away.
2 hours away. Okay. 2 hours away from home now. Okay. Because you live in Georgia, right?
Evans, Georgia. It's like a subdivision in the area of Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, Regina, thank you for being on the show today. Now, today, y'all, we're going to talk about how it is to be in Alaska. The experiences that you had in Alaska. And may I start by asking you a couple of questions, Regina?
Sure.
All right. So if you had an opportunity to live in Alaska again, would you do that? Would you move to Alaska if you could?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Because I like the summer weather. It's more comfortable there, in my opinion, because it feels like air conditioned outside. It doesn't have that hot humidity weather like in the south. Um, because I tend to sweat a lot. I have like clammy skin, so I would be more willing to be more outgoing, more outdoorsy like out there. Whereas like if I'm in the South, I tend to stay indoors more in under the air conditioning because it's so hot. It makes me like, not want to go out much because it's so humid. But out there, it's like 83 degrees just about through the whole summer, at the hottest that it'll get. And I was in Fairbanks, Alaska. So
Okay, so
it
Fairbanks. Okay.
so to
Okay.
me the
So
summer weather is more pleasant and agreeable, than
okay.
like 100 degrees and then the heavy humidity in the deep south.
Well, because I told you this earlier. I'm planning an Alaska trip next year for July, right? And
Right.
I'm hoping that you'll come also, Regina. This is your formal invitation. We're going to take a group of people out there along with my family. And so you said July was a good month. So what are the good months probably to go to Alaska again?
Um, the summer months. But as long as you like, yeah, the summer months is the best time to go there because there are a lot of tourists there. There, a lot of the recreation is open. Um, Before it closes when the snow comes in around late September. So I would say and between May and late September, is between May and before the beginning of September is the best time to be up there. Because if you don't like cold weather, the blizzards start coming in like fast and furious around late September. So I would say between May and before September comes in is the best time to be up there. Because I was in Fairbanks, Alaska, which is more frontier like. It still has that frontier feel,
My
not as
daughter,
urban. It's not
yeah,
as
my
urban.
daughter was saying that. My daughter
Right,
was saying that she wanted us to go live on the land and like pitch a tent and all kinds of stuff. I told my daughter, because she wants to do that frontier type stuff. I said,
right,
Brianna, I am going to be babysitting the children while you and your husband have that experience. I don't want to be out there, I
right.
want to
I mean,
carry.
you'll get that experience in Fairbanks for sure. You'll see like moose, crossing the road and going from one area of the forest to the other in Fairbanks. You see a lot of more wooded area. You still see people living in cabins. It's very common, very common. A lot of
What
ice fishing.
ice fishing? Okay,
Mhm.
ice fishing. Wow, that's interesting. I only see things like that on, on the Discovery channels and the travel channels. And I grew up. My dad owns Williams Seafood, so I grew up fishing and handling fish and eating fish and dealing with fish all the time. So
Right,
ice fishing would be interesting to me. But here's the thing, so I guess you can't do ice fishing during the summer. So we're not going to be able to do that. I know that for sure.
right.
But is there something, what's the differences between living in Walterboro, like maybe one or two differences, and actually um living in Alaska for you?
Um, for me, it's well, it's more adventuresome to me. It's more
Okay.
it's more it's more outdoorsy, than just going regular getting up and going to the shops. You know, there's more recreation to do than just getting up and going to your typical stores. You know, there's more activities to find to do. You can go kayaking, you can go whitewater rafting, you know, you can go skydiving, you know. Um, You can go. Matter of fact, there's the gold mine that's open in the summertime. It opens in the summertime and it closes Labor Day weekend. And it's popular in the Fairbanks area, just outside of out in the county, in the country area. And it really was a gold mine, but now it's open to the tourists, and you can pan for your own gold, and it's very popular to tourists and things like that. So it's and kids like it and everything, and they take you on a train through the tour, and you see all the original gold mine equipment, and then at the end, there's a big long table with the water in the sand. They show you how to sift for your own gold, and whatever your flakes you find, you go in the tour shop and they help you weigh it, and you can choose how you want to put it on a necklace or a bracelet or a ring, or just put it in like a little container. And so they open it during the summer only, and it's quite different, you know, than just going out and shopping and something like that to do in a typical town.
Oh wow. I'm so excited about doing something different. That's how I am. I'm
Right.
really I like different challenges and differences. And I know that you were not only stationed in Alaska, but you were also in Italy, but Italy is for another show. It's not
Right.
for this show. So we're just
And
going to talk
also
about
the summer you can different than in Walterboro, you can actually travel, take a drive to Mount McKinley. It's one of our country's national parks. You know, it's a few hours away, and it's only open in the summertime. You know, it's popular. It's like a state park, like a national park, like Yellowstone, and it's actually been on the Travel Channel. And they open it in the summer, and they close it around Labor Day, and it's like a resort almost. You go out there and you can sign up for different trips. You can actually sign up for the plane trip, and you can touch on the mountain of Mount McKinley.
wow.
Um, and then there's a separate trip where you can actually see the actual um, animals in the wild, you know, like almost like a safari. That's a separate tour. And then there's like whitewater rafting and things like that. There's a hotel you can stay at, you know. And then at the end of the summer, it becomes a ghost town. Everything's closed, so it's like a job for the college kids and everything.
That's awesome. And then,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about the North Pole. Um, I never thought I would meet someone or know someone that had actually visited the North Pole. So
Right.
could you tell me a little bit about the North Pole?
Yeah, there actually is a town called the North Pole. It's in the same county as Fairbanks. What they don't use the word county up there; they use the word borough, and it's only about 11 miles away from the city of Fairbanks. And it looks like a typical town, except that of the name of the town, and it has the Santa Claus house, and then it has like a oversized statue of Santa that you can see from the highway, and he's reading us the Santa list. And when you get into the town, there's candy canes that leads down St. Nicholas Lane, and then that's like the boulevard to the Santa Claus house. And it's that Santa Claus house is like a tourist. It's like a store that sells nothing but Christmas items, and it's open all year round. But during Christmas season, from Thanksgiving to Christmas season, there's the guy there that he's dressed like Santa. He's actually the mayor of the town, and they sell toys and things like that in there and other Christmas items. And they actually bring a deer with the antlers. They have them out there in like a corral next door to the Santa house, you know, for the kids. And then they bring like a ice park. There's an ice park that's there next door to the property, and you can watch people do like ice sculptures, and there's activity building, you know, other activities for the children, and they add all these things around the Christmas holiday. But then after the holidays, the Santa Claus house store is always open. So
Well, I know we're not going to be able to do that because we're going in July.
mhm.
Um, I don't have the courage right now to go to Alaska during the winter time because um, because to be honest with you, I don't want to be cold. I just really want to be like, I want to be hot. I like hot vacations. I know
Right.
I got to get out of that. I know Regina, I know I need to get out of it because I know that not going to Alaska during the wintertime, we are missing out on the beauty. Is that right?
Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. It looks like Colorado, you know, with the snow-capped mountains and everything. And um you can go skiing, you know, do a lot of winter sports and things like that. But you have to dress very warm because, you know, there is danger of getting frostbite and things like that. But it's the it's very picturesque to look at. And if you're in the winter sports and things like that, plus they also have the Iditarod, which is the race of the dogs. You know, like the Iditarod, the race of the dogs that starts in Anchorage, and it goes actually through Fairbanks, their halfway point. So that goes on in the wintertime. And so they actually make a festive event of that. You know, people you know, they come from all over to be a part of that. Some people take a flight out to Anchorage so they can be a part of the beginning of the race. And then others are in Fairbanks, like where they can see like the midpoint, the dogs at their midpoint when they rest. And then
Mm-hmm.
they're coming through. So which I've seen that. Actually, there's a guy there that has that's retired from racing the dogs named Lance Mackey, I think, and he actually won the Iditarod twice, and he has his award in the Smithsonian because he's one of the only people that won like twice back to back, and so,
Wow.
and then in the summertime, you actually could go to his ranch, and he'll show you how to race. He'll show you how to guide the sled dogs on the sled, how to pull the sled, and how to uh, use the sled with the dogs, and it also helps the dogs exercise and get prepared for the race. So it actually benefits the dogs as well. And he has a little museum, with all his displays and everything, and it's just outside of town in Fairbanks. Um, and then also you can see the pipeline that comes through Fairbanks. It's like a big old drum. It's nicknamed the pig, and a lot of people, you can just pull over and take a photograph of it. It's impenetrable.
Oh
So,
wow.
hmm so it's a lot of interesting things to see and do. You know, and Main Street Fairbanks, it has a lot of tourist shops where they sell like fur coats, Native Alaskan artifacts, Native Alaskan wear and clothing. Whalebone is actually a very popular um, artifact to buy, like the jewelry, the paintings, and it's a nice souvenir, to have and bring back there. I think they're like one of the only ones that are allowed to make artwork from whalebone. They're the only one
That's
legally
interesting.
allowed to do it. Hmm.
That's interesting. That's something that if I'm able to, when we visit in July of next year, if I'm
Hmm.
able to do that, I really want to get something, even if it's just like a little small trinket.
Right,
Um, yeah, because that's something you and I have in common. Where we really, if you've been somewhere, you want a little piece of something,
right,
just to keep from the time that you had been there.
right.
And Regina, you and I both, like, I'm a Navy vet. You're an Army vet. I'm going to say go Navy. Um,
Cool. You say cool.
And but when I think about my life and my travels, I never thought that I would travel. I would have traveled the world, because I grew up on a dirt road, Route
Hmm.
One, Box 439 in Cottageville.
Right.
That's really where it all began.
Hmm.
And for us to have the experiences that we have, and to do the world travels that we are continuing to do, because I don't believe that we're really just getting started with traveling. I think.
Right.
Um, it's such a blessing. So I'm a travel agent. So if you're listening to this, I am a travel agent. And if you want to be a part of the group, Regina and I will be there. Some of my family members will be there. And, you know, our motto is, my husband and I both of our motto is, have bags, will travel. That's our motto. So if you want to come on and go to Alaska with us next year, in July, come on, right, Regina?
Right, right.
The
Because
more the
I've
merrier.
grown up in my hometown in Walterboro since I was a little toddler, and some of my first words were like, "I want to travel." My older sister, she was like, she remembers, she told me, like, I know when you were little, she's like, some of your first words when you were little, you would say, maybe you don't remember that you wanted to travel. And then I
Yes.
do remember, like, when I was coming up, I always knew that I would say, like, I want to see more and do more. There's got to be more around than this little town. As this town seems so small, there's got to be more to see and more to do, you know and I was anxious to see more and do more, you know. So one of my favorite spots that I like doing in Fairbanks, Alaska, was traveling out to the country area, an hour away, to the popular Cheetah Hot Springs, which has also been on the Travel Channel. It's
Oh
like
wow.
a natural hot springs, yeah. And in the winter time, if you want to go and get warm, the hot springs is the place to go because like the temperature stays the constant warm temperature with the steam. You can be in the outdoors and it's negative 36, negative 21, and you're in this warm water with the rocks and everything and swimming. And then they also have the ice house. There's actually a bar. You can go in there and you sit on the moose skin and stuff like that. They give you the warm puffy coats to put on.
Oh
Uh-huh.
wow.
Uh-huh. Then there's a separate tour out there where you can look at the aurora lights. They take you on the ski lift and look at the aurora lights, and it's about an hour away from Fairbanks. and it's another like popular tourist destination.
So, Regina, will we be able to do that in July of next year when we travel with
I
the
believe
lights? Or
um you can the aurora lights always go on, but you can see it best, of course, in the later in the middle of the night. You can see it more better in the wintertime, and then the later in the middle of the night, and the less artificial lights around, the more clear you'll see it. You can see it more clearly, like away from artificial lights in the middle of the night. The later in the middle of the night and less artificial lights. And you see
awesome.
it, yeah, more people see it in the wintertime more clearly. Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited because um, I'm a travel agent. I love to travel. Regina loves to travel. She will be doing that vacation with us next year. So we're looking for people that wanna participate. If you're interested in going to Alaska next year, DM me, Dr. Tanya, and I'll get the information with you. We're gonna get things started real soon because this is July. That means we have 11 months to get everything paid for. So we want to make sure that everybody is able to. Yep, we want to make sure everybody is able to go and this, so that we have just really great experiences. And like you said, as a youngster, we traveled. My mom and dad would always take us somewhere during the summers.
Hmm.
And then with my children, I took them to Canada and I took them to Mexico and we went to Hawaii. We did so many different experiences
Right.
whenever we could, and we traveled a whole lot. So now we're still doing that.
Right.
And this year we were able to take our grands to Dominican Republic. I am so happy. It was such a great experience with my grands. So
Hmm.
that's really what's on my heart. Regina, thank you so much. It's been 20 minutes that I've been asking you questions and you just been pouring your heart out about Alaska. And I just look forward to like next year, July 2023, when we go to Alaska. Is there anything you would like to share with anyone before we end? Because we're at the end. I don't want to take up all your time.
Um, just the idea of traveling. A lot of people think it takes like only the wealthy could travel, or it takes like a lot of money and stuff like that. You have to be a mega millionaire or a baller. Not necessarily, They just have to, there's like small trips you could do. Like some travel is not so expensive as you think. Anybody could do it. So just get out there and see things going on out in the world, because life will pass you by. Don't just
That's
sit there
right.
and look at TV and watch the world from the TV set. you know get out there and experience it for yourself, because it's not as expensive as you think.
Yeah, I used to tell my mom this before she passed. I told my mom, I would say, if you woke up today and you can breathe, enjoy life.
Right. Right.
Just enjoy life. So I agree with you on that. And I've had two people that were like brothers to me pass recently. One was 51 and one was 49 years old.
Mhm.
And, that's the reason why I said every day I wake up, I'm going to enjoy life, you know? So if you're
Mhm.
listening to us, come on and go with us to Alaska, and I'm going to have other things, other group travels, solo travels, couple travels coming up. But right now we're talking about the Alaska vacation, and just come on and go. Just come on and go with us, right, Regina?
Right. Right.
Just come on. The more the merrier. Regina, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. Thank you for being a sweet friend.
uh
Thank you for just being you. And I wish you
you
nothing
too.
but
you,
the best.
you too. You too.
And listeners, everybody out there, this is Dr. Tanya. I am the producer, the host of the Mucho Dinero TV show, is really what it is. We're on Roku on the Swain Girl Media, and at this particular time. And I want to give a shout out to Precious Precious. I love you. Thank you so much for allowing us to be on your platform. We're on Apple TV. We're on all those little things. And share this out if you know somebody that want to know about more about Alaska and how it is living in Alaska. Go ahead and share this out. Don't be shy. Don't be stingy. Go ahead and share it out. And look forward to seeing you in Alaska. Look forward to seeing you again on the Mucho Dinero show. Regina, have an awesome day.
You too. Stay blessed.
Thank you.